We're about to get into a Giants Rumors mailbag, but first, I want to ask you to subscribe to Giants Now because we are on the cusp of getting to 10,000 subscribers. And so is the Cleveland Browns Report, another channel here by Chat Sports. And I have a bet with our host over there, Matthew Peterson, of who's going to get there first. And I don't want to lose, so help me out. I'm asking. I might be begging at this point. But if you love the Giants and you want free daily Giants videos every single day, go down right now and hit that big red button. What's going on, Giants fans? You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and we're about to get into a Giants Rumors mailbag, which aired on our live show every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Subscribe, turn your notifications on, and let's party, and let's see you next week at the Giants live show. This first question coming in from one of the real ones, my guy, Mr. NY Stadium. Do you think Evan Neal and Andrew Thomas will be the best O-line? Hashtag Giants. Best O-line in the NFL? No. Best tackle duo? I think they could be top 5, but they will be the best tackle duo the Giants have had in a really long time, since Kareem McKenzie and David Deal, and those teams where the Giants were intimidating, where they asserted their will against other teams. I think Neal and Andrew Thomas can bring that smash mouth type of football back to the Giants because you win on the trenches in the NFL, and the Giants haven't won there in a very long time. This is the first season I can remember since 2012 when the Giants were in the Super Bowl that the offensive line is not the biggest concern. And that is a breath of fresh air. I love Andrew Thomas. I love Evan Neal. I'm hoping they can be the Giants' bookend tackles for the next 12, 13, 14 years. Appreciate your question. DeAndre, should the Giants sign Jared Cook? We don't really have a vet tight end in the tight end room. We don't. Daniel Bellinger, a rookie, sounds like he's going to be the day one starter. Ricky Seals-Jones really hasn't shown anything so far through offseason activities. Jordan Akins is what he is. He's not really all that special. And here's the depth chart for you to look at. I think Bellinger's at tight end 1A. I think Ricky Seals is tight end 1B. And then Jordan Akins, I think, rolls in at tight end 3. Then you have an undrafted free agent in Austin Allen who's 6'9", 250 pounds. Not sure he makes this roster. I think the same goes for Christian Miriak. So let's break down if Jared Cook should be a guy the New York Giants should go after. I think if the Giants signed Cook, he would already be their best tight end on the roster. He's been all over the past couple of years, but when he's on the field, he's productive. 4 TDs, 7 TDs, 9 TDs, 6 TDs. He's a vet, and he could show young guys on this roster like Daniel Bellinger what it takes to make it in the NFL. I would go out and do it. If he's willing to come to the Giants on a 1-year veteran minimum contract, I don't see any reason why the Giants shouldn't go it. I get that we're all in on Bellinger being a stud, a rookie sensation. But are we willing to bet on that? We know that it's easy to look good in the summer, in shorts, in a t-shirt. But is he ready to be great all 17 games during his rookie season? I think he can be, but I think with the help of Jared Cook, that could be a good tight end 1, tight end 2 duo. I really do. Cook, he's older, he's a veteran, but he still has some juice left. And I think with Daboll and Kafka, the Giants could find the left that he has to produce in the NFL. I'll ask you this question. Pick a tight end. If you could only pick a tight end that you want to start for the Giants this year. We'll phrase it that way. Type JC for Jared Cook, or if you're rolling with the rookie, you can go down and type DB. Blake Wells, what's up, Brody? How many wins do you think the Giants will get this season? Great question. So let's run through the schedule. And Petey, be my counter. Week 1, that's going to be tough. That would be a surprise to me. Week 1 versus the Titans, I have it as an L. Week 2 against the Panthers, I think that can be a win. Week 4 against the Bears, I think that can be a win. Week 3 against the Cowboys, I don't know. Week 4 against the Packers, not feeling so good about it. Week 6 against the Ravens, no. But Week 7 against the Jags, yes. Week 8 against the Seahawks, yes. Week 9 against the Texans, yes. Week 10 against the Lions, yes. Week 11 versus the Cowboys, let's say we split. That one's on Thanksgiving. Washington, I think you split. Eagles, I think you split. And I think that's how it ends up. What's that at? 8 wins right there? 8 wins, and that's with a split throughout the NFC East. Maybe then you could beat the Vikings or the Colts. That would be tough at the end of the year. But I'll say 8 wins, and Vegas is right there with me. Their win total for the Giants is 7.5. If the Giants win more than 7.5 games, I would consider it as a successful football season. But is 8 wins and missing the playoffs enough for Daniel Jones to be re-signed, for the Giants to build around him? I don't think so. I think the Giants have to get to the playoffs for Daniel Jones to be back in 2023. And it's going to be an uphill battle for the Giants to do that, but it's the NFC East where absolutely anything can happen. Appreciate it, Blake. The Hammy, do you think the Giants will keep DJ if he plays average? No way. Daniel Jones is going to have to light the world on fire for the Giants to re-sign him. When you bring a new GM in, and Joe Shane, and a new head coach, and Brian Daboll, and you're inheriting a QB, and Daniel Jones, who Mara absolutely loves. The quote was, "We've done everything we can to have screwed this kid up." I would not feel like it's a reach to say that John Mara, made Joe Shane and Brian Daboll work with Daniel Jones this year. I would not be surprised if that's the case. So if he goes out and plays average, which I think that would result in the Giants not being a good football team and then missing the playoffs, I would 100% expect the Giants to move on and look at the draft, free agency, and trade options to replace Daniel Jones next year. Good question, though. Corey, what do you think about the Giants signing JC Tretter? If he is available before training camp opens, should they do it? I think it's really weird at this point that JC Tretter is still available. What is he, Petey? The president of the Players Association? He's the president of the NFLPA, and that might scare some teams away. And I understand that. But when you talk about just what he does on the gridiron and between the white lines, he's been one of the most consistent and best centers in the NFL for the past 3 or 4 years. He's a top 10 center in the NFL. Gave up 1 sack last year, 1 hit, just 8 QB hurries. A PFF grade of 75 when it comes to run blocking. If he was available in a couple of weeks when the Giants are set to open up training camp, I would sign him if it was for a 1-year veteran minimum deal. Because he is 100%, no doubt about it, a better football player than John Feliciano. I like Feliciano. I like the mentality he brings, the dirtbag swag that he rocks with. But he is a better football player. And emotions aside, we need to get the best 5 offensive linemen on the football field. And Tretter is better than Feliciano. Do I think the Giants ultimately go out and do it? No, because I think they're cool with Feliciano. But I don't want people thinking that Feliciano, with all the noise and sound and how much talking he's been doing this offseason, that he's an elite center. Because he's not. He's average at best, which might be better than what we're used to. But if I can go out and get JC Tretter, someone that's proven that he can be great, I would do it because I'm about building for now. Go get him. Sign JC Tretter. I'll ask you the question. Who would you do it? Pick a center to start. Type JT for JC Tretter or JF for John Feliciano. Here at Giants Now by Chat Sports, we are also posting daily Giants videos over on Rumble. Rumble.com/NYGiantsTV. Rumble is just like YouTube, a video content creator app where you put out content, and we're putting our Giants content over there. And my favorite thing about Rumble is you can close out of the app and let the audio play while you're checking your Twitter timeline or responding to an email or texting a friend. On YouTube, you got to pay a premium fee to do that. So rock out with us over on Rumble, rumble.com/NYGiantsTV. I'll have the link to that in the comments section and description of this video. Christopher King, bro. What's good, fam? How would you use Wan'Dale and Toney? I'd put them on the field at the exact same time. Just because they're similar and they do things well, that doesn't mean they can't play together. This offense is going to be something that the Giants haven't done, I think, ever in all of our time of being Giants fans. Expect to see a lot of shotgun 4 wide receiver sets. Let Toney and Wan'Dale rotate between the 2 slot positions, and then call Galladay and Shepard on the outside. You can also put Toney or Wan'Dale on the outside. Both those guys are generators with the football in their hands. And that's what we've heard Joe Shane, Daboll, and Kafka talk about. They want to get these playmakers out in the open space where they can run to green grass. And there's not too many people in the NFL that do that with the ball in their hands better than Wan'Dale and Toney. I will say this, though. I think Wan'Dale Robinson is a better deep receiver, a deep threat than Toney. So I think he could play more so on the outside than Toney. I also could see them both in the slot. Remember Daniel Jones' rookie year? He was so effective at throwing that slot fade where the receiver was in the slot and they'd run a fade, bending it to the sideline, where Golden Tate would catch that ball, where Darius Slayton would catch that ball, where there would be zero separation. Now you got Toney and Wan'Dale Robinson to do that. I'm really excited to see what they can do together. I want to see them play together because it could be absolutely fireworks. Appreciate it, Christopher. PD 365. Giants should sign Todd. Is this a joke? Todd Gurley? Really? The guy that didn't even play in the NFL last year? Come on, guys. The Giants are good at the running back spot. I'm cool with Saquon Barkley. I'm good with Matt Breida. I'm good with Jay Corbin and Gary Brightwell and Antonio Williams. I get maybe because you want a power back like you said, and that's really all he is at this point. Back in 2020, his last season in the NFL, he did have 9 touchdowns. But he also averaged 3.5 yards per pop when he got a carry. There's no reason for the Giants to go out and get Todd Gurley, in my opinion. If you're looking for a power back, try out Gary Brightwell on the goal line. Try out Jay Corbin. Or try out the guy that you picked number 2 overall in the NFL draft back in 2018. Saquon Barkley should get every chance in the book this year to show that he is the guy. He may not be a power back that lowers his head, but we've seen him be a good goal line back where he can jump over the top and reach the ball out. You are good at running back, in my opinion. You don't need to go out and sign someone else. In the last guy that you should be going out and thinking that you should want to go and sign is Todd Gurley. Was he great? Yes. He was almost an MVP one year. He may have won it one year. Was really, really close to winning it. But those days are behind him. His knees are nowhere close to being what they used to be. He was great with the Rams. He was awesome at Georgia. He had 9 touchdowns with the Falcons, but he's not a productive running back anymore, especially after not playing in 2021. I appreciate your question, but now I'll ask you the same question that you asked me, and I want all Giants fans to answer. Should the Giants sign Todd Gurley? Type S for sign, or you can go down, type P for pass.